Welcome to a club for people who love good movies. Use the links in the description to navigate the list of films quickly.
One day, on July 58, 1988, the day of their college graduation, two people from opposite sides of the tracks begin a lifelong friendship. Emma, an idealist from the work-class family, wants to make the world a better place. Dexter, a playboy, thinks the world is his oyster. For the next 20 years, the two friends reunite on the 15th each July, sharing dreams, tears and laughter, until they discover what they've been searching for each other.
Rory O'Shea was here. In Dublin home for the disabled, Michael Connelly led a glum introverted existence. His cerebral palsy makes it difficult for anyone to understand his speech. But everything changes when Rory O'Shea enters his life. Although muscular dystrophy limits Rory to a wheelchair, he has the wild, carefree attitude that Michael lacks. Together, they make an unstoppable team, eventually renting their own apartment and a beautiful assistant. A Walk to Remember. Set in North California, A Walk to Remember follows the rite of passage of a jaded, aimless high school senior, Shane West, who falls in love with the querulous young woman, Mandy Moore, he and his friends once scorned. The two develop a powerful and inspirational relationship in which they discover truths that take most people a lifetime to learn. The Fault in Our Stars. Hazel Grace Lancaster, Shailene Woodley, a 16-year-old cancer patient, meets and falls in love with Gus Waters, Ansel Elgort, a similarly afflicted teen from her cancer support group. Hazel feels that Gus freely understands her. They both share the same acerbic wit and a love of books, especially Grace's Touchstone, An Imperial Affliction by Peter von Houten. When Gus scores an invitation to meet the reclusive author, he and Hazel embark on the adventure of their brief lives. The Intouchables. In Paris, the aristocratic and intellectual Philippe is a quadriplegic millionaire who is interviewing candidates for the position of his career with his red-haired secretary Magali. Out of the blue, the rude African Dries cuts the line of candidates and brings a document from the Social Security and asks Philippe to sign it to prove that he is seeking a job position so he can receive his unemployment benefit. Philippe challenges Dries, offering him a trial period of 1 month to gain experience helping him. Then Dries can decide whether he would like to stay with him or not. Dries accepts the challenge and moves to the mansion, changing the boring life of Philippe and his employees. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Visiting their unknown cousin, Eustace, Lucy, and Edmund Pevensey come across a painting of a majestic ship called the Dawn Treader. Suddenly, the painting comes to life and draws the youth into Narnia, where they meet their old friend, King Caspian. Caspian is on a quest to find the 7 lost lords of Telmar, whose words will save Narnia from an evil green mist that enslaves men's minds and bodies. The Bucket List. Billionaire Edward Cole and car mechanic Carter Chambers are complete strangers until fate lands them in the same hospital room. the men find they have two things in common and need to come to terms with who they are and what they have done with their lives, and a desire to complete a list of things they want to see and do before they die. Against their doctor's advice, the men leave the hospital and set out the adventure of a lifetime. Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. Captain Jack Sparrow arrives at Port Royal in the Caribbean without a ship or crew. His timing is inopportune. However, because later that evening the town is seen by a pirate ship. The pirates kidnap the governor's daughter, Elizabeth, who's in possession of a valuable coin that is linked to a curse that has transformed the pirates into the undead. A gallant blacksmith in love with Elizabeth allies with Sparrow in pursuit of the pirates. Titanic. James Cameron's Titanic is an epic, action-packed romance set against the ill-fated maiden voyage of the RMS Titanic, the pride and joy of the White Star Line, and at the time the largest moving object ever built. She was the most luxurious liner of her era, the Ship of Dreams, which ultimately carried over 1,500 people to their death in the ice-cold waters of the North Atlantic in the early hours of 15th of April in 1912. The Truman Show. He doesn't know it, but everything in Truman Burbank's life is part of a massive TV set. Executive producer Christoph orchestrates The Truman Show, a live broadcast of Truman's every move captured by hidden cameras.